Hello, let's do Wordle for May 16th. Give our members wheel a spin, see what we're starting with today. River. Hopefully it's not an ER word again today. So S. Diane suggested river. We get our double R here. All right, just an I. Good, no ER. Oh, but we could be the IT trap. So this is, if you want to be a paranoid hard mode solver who doesn't lose very often, then what you have to do is you have to think about the worst case scenario, right? So I'm going to think about what if it was IT. I'm not a bot who can just enumerate all the options and like try them out, right? So this is my strategy. I know I don't play hard mode, but I try very hard to stick to it unless I'm just like, I'm going to lose unless I do a filler. So anyway, IT trap is what I'm most worried about in a hard mode style solve. So, and for those who don't know, hard mode is actually in the settings. You can go in the settings, you can turn it on, and it prevents you from making certain guesses if it doesn't use some of the information you know. All right. So white, I don't remember what's already been the answer, but white, tight, sight, fight, light, night, might. So I think if I get STLN, that actually helps quite a bit for the IT trap. Sight, tight, light, night, and I have to include the I. So is there a word that uses all of these with I second? Silt. Silt is a word. I could probably do silty. I don't mind that too much. All right, it gets me three of the IT trap letters. Okay, well, it's not the IT trap. Yeah, it's not, because the T would go last. So we don't have to worry about it anymore. And honestly, SLT, great letters to get. Something like Pinto. I don't know. Oh shoot, someone commented Pinto in my comments yesterday, and I was confused why. I hope it wasn't a spoiler. Maybe that's why it's on my mind. Well, what else is possible? There's no Y, so we're not doing like a ITTY or something like that. If the answer is Pinto, I'll ban that guy. Sorry. AI something? I don't know. Pinto's the only thing I can think of, so I'm gonna guess it. Okay, it wasn't the answer. Okay, you're safe. You're not getting banned. All right. Well, eliminated the P, N, and O. What are we doing here? TH. Ending in TH isn't as, it doesn't happen as often as you'd think. Other than IGA, no, that would be HT. Yeah. NTH works, but like it's really hard to just end in TH on its own. I'm gonna have comments full of examples of counterexamples, but whatever. In my mind, it's hard. Fifth. Ooh, it's always hard when it's like an ordinal like that. Those are ordinals, right? Anyway, it's also the correct answer. All greens. All right. That's a hard one to think of, for sure. Let me know if ordinal is the right word for that, or if I picked the wrong one. It's not a number, right? Because it's like a placement. All right. Well, I don't know that I have much to say about this. All green. It's not very trappy. I think it's hard to think of, but I don't think people are like losing because of traps today. The double F though is tough. You're gonna have a lot of grays. All right, and then only one vowel also. DU starters are going to be a little bit confused because they'll get the I, then they'll try a word with an O in it, and then they'll only be the I. They may not know where it goes, and then they can only use an I in the word. Yeah. Anyway, getting rid of the vowels. See, I think this is how I want to express it. I don't like vowel heavy starts because when you've gotten rid of most of the vowels, it really restricts your ability to use the consonants that you need to narrow down the answer. Because you can't use a lot of the vowels to sort of mix around things the way you need to. So it kind of restricts your options too much to be able to then restrict them further to like finish that last mile. Anyway, let's check the bot. Cool. So I started with river. We have a green I, hard mode. Oh, wow. Filth just gets you almost there. So it's going to do well today with this start. I did silty. Is that in the list? It's not. I still think it's fine, but we just get the I and the T. Okay. Width, ditto, pinto. So pinto is tied for best guess, but it's basically ditto, fifth, ninth. Oh, wow, 2 ordinals. Pinto and width are what are left. So that's our. Oh, there are a bunch of th endings, but notice how it's always a consonant before the th. We don't have like a vowel in th. It's interesting, right? So I went with pinto, which it said is just fine. And then now it's down to fifth or width. So I could have gotten. I got lucky. I got lucky on a 50-50. I didn't think of width. I never know how to pronounce that. Do you pronounce the D in width? I feel like it's kind of there. So it sounds different than width. All right. So for me, I kind of just stumble over it. Yeah. So 50-50. It's gonna go with filth, which is an insane guess. So it gets fifth and 3. Not surprising. What else would it be? Let's look at Sele. And you know what? I'll check adieu as well, just because I'm curious how that goes. Just for today. The answer is fifth. So we get the T. We go for thorn, so we get the TH. Now we go for width, and we better go for width, or it's worried about the itch trap here. Fitch, hitch, pitch, witch, etc. So you see how it's not going into the itch trap right away. It's getting more consonants, like it's getting rid of the W and the D for witch and ditch, and that's just enough to eke out a win in the worst case. But it doesn't have to worry about that because it's in 4. All right, let's start with a DU. It's not even listed here. ADIEU. We get an I. All right, so it's gonna go for pilot. This is what I was talking about. It's gonna learn that there's no O and nothing else. So now we can only guess words with I in it. I second. So it's gonna go for finch here, which actually is quite nice. Oh, I missed the T. Sorry, we get the T. Pilot. 17 answers left. It's gonna go fisty. Notice how it's having trouble narrowing it down. And then it goes fifth. So, I mean, it gets a 4. That's the same as LA. So, whatever. My point is that fisty might be hard to think of. Fisty, like, there's not, like, a lot of optionality here with only being able to use the I. That's my only point. And so it's harder for a human. Well, harder for me, anyway. Cool. Well, that's it for this video. There is still the New York Times games to watch. If you just click at the end of the video, you can watch that. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.